Hi everyone, so if you're just joining, we have some time before we're going to get started, so make yourselves comfortable, set up, and we'll begin soon. We'll be getting started soon, but I also want to open the floor, if you will, for anybody who may or may not have a question or a concern. Please feel free to type it into the chat, and I will hopefully be able to answer your question or address your concern. Alrighty. So it's just about that time. Good morning. My name is Jacqueline, and today I'm going to be taking you through a yoga practice. And before I get into what the class entails, I just wanted to let everybody know that we are going to be continuing with the Wednesday morning de-stress and unwind yoga sessions with me for the month of May. So I'm very grateful to Somerset County Library System for this opportunity. And I also wanted to encourage you, if you have something positive or constructive to say regarding this class and the offering of this class, please reach out to Somerset County Library System either through the survey or by contacting somebody to just leave your feedback. Your feedback is really appreciated, and it helps us to know what is working and what isn't, etc. So if you feel so inclined, especially if you have something good to say, please share it. It's very nice also to receive that and to continue to be able to offer these programs. So the more feedback you leave, the more likely these programs can continue. And also feel free to share. So if you like what is going on here, share it with people you know. It is open to everybody, so that is definitely a positive component to the situation that we are all in, is that not just people who live in a certain area will have access, but people throughout the country can enjoy the program offerings like yoga and the other programs. So yeah, and thank you to those who have left some positive feedback. It is shared with me, and it is really nice to get those messages. Okay, so that's one housekeeping thing. Another housekeeping thing is technology. Woo, yeah, it's our friend, but also sometimes it can be a bit fickle. So if anything gets weird, please first have patience, please bear with me. But if there's something perhaps that I am unaware of, I need you to let me know. And the best way that you can do that is by typing in SOS messages into the chat feature. I cannot read them from where I'm sitting, but if I see a bunch of stuff coming through, that's usually signaling to me that there might be something wrong. I also do sometimes just get up and walk over to check to make sure that things are working. But if there is an issue, please let me know. If you cannot hear me especially, let me know. And what else? If you have questions or concerns throughout the class, I might not be able to get to them in the moment. If I see comments come up, I might be able to address in the moment, but definitely after class, ask me the questions. Even if you think it's silly, it's probably not. So ask the question, tell me what's going on, and I will help you in the best way I know how. So after class, I will leave the video running for a little bit for you to ask me any questions. I will also leave my social media yoga page information in case you are interested in following it, etc. And if you are interested in more yoga related things. As far as the class goes, this is more or less, it's basic / multi-level, so it's something for everybody, whether or not you are brand new or if you've been practicing for years. If you are brand new to yoga, or maybe to taking class with me, the style of yoga I teach is alignment based. So we're using anatomical principles, the way the body is supposed to be, right? Using that as our guiding principle to inform our movement and how we make our poses. And we're focusing on putting the body into the optimal positioning for strength, for increasing flexibility, and we're using safety, for lack of a better word, as our overarching component to the poses. So keeping the body safe, very much so focused on reducing the risk of injury when we are on the mat. If you ever need a break, please take the break. That's fine. Just come into a child's pose, have a seat, lie down, and jump back in when you feel ready. And if something I say doesn't make sense, you might benefit from just stopping, maybe watching what's going on, and then seeing if that helps you. And if it's not working out, just opt out. That is the safest thing that you can do for yourself. And we do finish each yoga class with a relaxation at the end. So yeah, I think that's everything that you need to know. So let's sit down. Feel free to sit up onto a yoga block if you have, or a pillow, or a folded blanket or towel if you need or want to. But either way, you're grounded through your seat. Your spine is long, shoulders back, and head drop back. Gently close your eyes, relax the face muscles, unclench the teeth, and keep the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. And allow the mind to quiet as you bring your attention and your focus to your breath. Very gently, without much added effort, begin to deepen the breath, moving into diaphragmatic or belly breathing. So as you inhale, feel the belly rise and expand. And as you exhale, belly button draws back toward the spine. Inhale, belly rises and expands. Exhale, belly button draws back. Feel free to stick with this breath. If it's comfortable on your next inhale, draw the breath up a little higher so the belly rises and expands, then the mid-chest and the ribs expand. And you exhale from the mid-chest, belly button draws back. And if it's comfortable on your next inhale, draw the breath up even higher, moving into the full 3-part yogic breath. Belly rises and expands, then the mid-chest, then all the way up into the upper chest, just underneath the collarbones. And you exhale from the collarbones down into the mid-chest, and belly button draws back. So wherever you are with your breathing, you're just making sure that it's full and smooth. And 2 more breaths. And after your second exhale, allow the breathing to return to normal. Keep the mind calm, the face relaxed. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, let it all the way out. And turn the eyes down toward the heart. Release the hands gently, flicker the eyes open. Bring the head up to center. And take the legs, extend them out in front of you. Gently rub the hips and knees. And circle the ankles in both directions. And point the toes, flex the feet. Point and flex, one at a time. Good, so come to hands and knees, a tabletop position. Bring the hands shoulder width, maybe mat width distance apart. Spread the fingers. Try to get equal distance between the fingers. Make sure your hands are straight, perhaps slightly turned out. Elbow creases of the arms face each other. Your back is nice and flat, abdominal muscles are engaged. Tuck the toes under for a little more power, more stability. Hug in toward the center. Keep the head in line with the spine and connect to the breath. Now from here, we'll move into cat and cow to warm up the spine. So as you inhale, the belly lowers, tailbone lifts, head comes forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, and look back at your thighs. Inhale, belly lowers, tailbone lifts, head comes forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the back and look back at your thighs. So continue with this, take it at your own pace and move with your breath. And take 2 more, nice full cat and cows. And on your second exhale, when your back is rounded, come back to that flat back position in tabletop. When you're back in tabletop, check in with your foundation. You just want to see if anything changed, make whatever adjustments you need to. From here, take a step back with the knees and begin to angle the body back. Shoulders move behind the wrists, hips come over the knees. Call more attention into the hands, really root down. Allow the knees to rise up off the mat a little bit. Do the action of feet dragging toward each other, knees stay in line with ankles. Press stronger into the hands as though you were trying to push the mat out from underneath you. And slowly lift the hips, straighten or go towards straight with the legs as you come into downward facing dog. And you breathe here. Now, if the backs of the legs are tight, you could take the feet wider. You may or may not need to practice the pose with bent knees, which is perfectly fine. And then if you're pretty comfortable, you can gently walk the dog. So bend one knee, lower the opposite heel, and then go nice and slowly switching from leg to leg, allowing a gentle awakening of the hamstrings and calves. If you're walking the dog, return to center and stillness. Take a quick peek back at the feet to make sure they're facing straight forward, heels hidden behind toes, head in line with spine. And then from here, walk the feet forward and come to Uttanasana, standing forward fold. So your hips are over the knees over the ankles. There's equal weight through the feet. Fingertips are lightly touching either on your own legs, on a block or something to substitute as a yoga block, maybe a box or something, or maybe you're lightly touching on the floor. Inhale and lengthen the center of the chest, and exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale and fold, and inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Press strongly through the feet. Bring hands to hip creases, elbows, shoulders, and head lift. Inhale and come up to Tadasana, standing mountain pose. So in this pose, the feet face straight forward. They should be about sit bone width distance apart, maybe a little wider. Knees are soft, shins hug toward each other, tailbone draws down, shoulders up and back, rib cage in, palms out. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, strong legs, long spine as you fold forward. Inhale and lengthen, allowing the heart to sort of reach forward. Exhale and fold. Now bend the knees, bring hands next to feet. Take your left leg, step it back, lower the knee down so you are in a low lunge on your right. Your right knee is 90 degrees directly over the ankle, and front foot, back knee are doing the action of dragging toward each other. If you need to, you can bring your hands to your thigh. If you have yoga blocks, you can frame your foot or bring one block if you have one under your thigh and your fingertips to the block. Now from here, let's step back to a plank position. So in plank, just like tabletop, elbow creases of the arms face each other. There's a lift to the belly, a slight lift to the legs. Gently lower the knees down. So knees are behind the hips. Arms are strong and abdominals are strong. This is a modified plank, and I will gently remind you that modified is not a synonym for weaker. It's just a different version of plank, a stronger version for where you might be today. So from here, you're going to take your plank and move it forward, not down, just slide it forward. I like to lift my knees most of the time and then just kind of scoot forward. Now my shoulders are beyond the wrists. From here, bend the elbows, lower the chin and the chest. The belly stays lifted, elbows hug in, and then come all the way down. Untuck the toes, slide forward, up and back to a baby or low cobra position. Feet are pressed, tailbone is lengthened, and shoulders draw away. Tuck the toes, press back and up to downward facing dog, and you breathe here. Now from here, take the left foot, step it forward between the hands. It might get stuck, so you just help it up, and the right knee comes down. So your left knee is at a 90-degree position. Front foot, back knee are dragging toward each other. Your heart is open, shoulders back. Front foot, back knee, continuously dragging toward each other. So make sure you feel that strength work throughout the legs, the support for the hips. And we step back to plank. Now, if ever you need or want to skip this, you can come to hands and knees and do cat-cow instead of plank, instead of chaturanga, right? Otherwise, if you're here in plank, gently lower the knees. Everything stays strong. Take your plank, move it forward, bend the elbows, lower chin and chest, belly stays lifted, elbows hug in, come all the way down, untuck the toes, and slide forward, up and back to your cobra. And tuck the toes, press back to downward facing dog, and you breathe here. Walk the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana, standing forward fold. So hips over knees, knees over ankles. Inhale, lengthen the center of the chest. And exhale, fold. Press through the feet, bring hands to hip creases, elbows, shoulders, and head lift. Inhale and come up. Reach the arms. And exhale, arms lower. Inhale, lift. Keep your legs strong as you fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees, hands next to feet. Left leg steps back. Keep the knee lifted if you're able. Right knee 90 degrees. So now feet drag toward each other. Back thigh presses up and back. Breathe. Gaze forward, abs strong. Step back to plank. From here, knees down or up, chaturanga. We always move forward first, right? So see how much movement there is? Forward first, then elbows bend and hug in, shoulders away. Coming to strong cobra, feet are pressed down, tailbone is lengthened, shoulders back and shoulder blades squeeze together. Tuck the toes, press back to downward facing dog, breathing here. And then step the left foot forward between the hands. Help it if it gets stuck. Right knee stays lifted, so we're in that lunge on the left now. If you need to, right knee can come down. Feet are dragging toward each other. Back thigh presses up and back. Gaze forward, abs strong, step back to plank. In your plank, whether you keep your knees lifted or you lower them, you want to create a lightness, this sense that you are lifted off of the mat, not sinking down into the floor. Knees down or up, chaturanga, root through the inner edges of your hands. Really feel that resistance come to your cobra and press it back to downward facing dog. And you breathe. Smooth inhale and smooth exhale. Checking in with the breath. Now, from here, step your right foot forward between the hands. Left heel spins down and come up to warrior two. So your right knee is at 90 degrees, directly over the ankle. Knee tracks to the right, shoulders over the hips, energy throughout the arms. Soften the face. Now take a breath in. Exhale, come down, step back to downward facing dog. So we're working a bit on bringing in these transitions, stringing poses together. Left foot forward, right heel spins down, rise up, warrior two, left knee 90 degrees, tracking to the left, shoulders over hips, feet continuously drag toward each other, soften through the face. Smooth breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, come down, step back to plank or not. So remember, you can hang out in a down dog. You can take a child's pose. You can do tabletop and a cat-cow instead. You have options. If you're with me in plank, knees down or up, chaturanga, elbows hug in, shoulders away. Coming to strong cobra. Feel length throughout your spine. Tuck the toes, press back to downward facing dog, and you breathe. Now, I also want to just make a note that if any of the transitions, for instance, from downward dog into a pose, do not feel comfortable, you can stay standing and just switch sides from standing. That is something that you can do. So just in case anybody might need that option. So now, right foot forward, left heel spins down. Let's come to Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. So you're gonna take your right forearm and bring it lightly to the top of the thigh. Your hand is active like you're holding a tray. Your left hand can stay at your hip crease, drawing the shoulder back, or reach that arm forward. Plug the shoulder and then keep it plugged as you slide the arm overhead. Try not to lean onto your thigh, right? So there's support through the core, legs are very strong. You're trying to open your heart. And you do that by drawing your tailbone on the left side down even more. Take a breath in. Exhale, come down and step back, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right heel spins down, Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Left forearm lightly to the top of the thigh, knee 90 degrees and knee tracking left. Right hand at hip, or reach the arm, plug the shoulder and slide it overhead. Keep the legs strong, keep pressing down and away through the outer edge of your right foot so you don't feel your arch collapse or feel like your inner thigh is collapsing, but like there's a big puff of air underneath that leg. And the arm extension is decorative, so if it doesn't work for you, no big deal. Breath in here. Exhale, come down, step back to plank, or remember, you can always skip here. Knees down or up, chaturanga. Elbows hug in, and coming to your cobra, feet are pressed, tailbone lengthened, shoulders back, tuck the toes, press back, downward facing dog, and you breathe. And step right foot forward between the hands. Left heel spins down. Now from here, slowly begin to open up into Trikonasana, or triangle pose. So this pose has two straight legs. There's just a softening behind the right knee. And realistically, you might have to come up like this. This is totally fine. So just that micro bend at the right knee, quadricep of the right leg working, right fingertips very lightly touching on your body on a block or book or box or the floor if you're able. And you want to create space here. Drawing both shoulders back. And just trying to take up space. Focus the breath. You got straight and strong legs, strong core here. Take an inhale. Exhale and come down, step back to downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward between the hands, the right heel spins down, and slowly begin to open up into your triangle, micro bend at the left knee. Create the space throughout the body here. Focus the breath. Try to draw both shoulders back, and remember, if you're way up onto that leg, that's okay. Just avoid locking this knee. We want the leg to work. We want to keep the knee joint protected. One more breath. And exhale, let's come down, step back to plank, knees down or up if you so choose, chaturanga, squeeze the shoulder blades, elbows hug in, come to cobra, press through the feet, draw the tailbone down, and press back, downward facing dog, breathe here. Bend the knees, puff up in the lower back, look up toward the hands, walk or maybe jump forward. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Press strongly through the feet. Hands come to the hip creases. Inhale and rise and reach the arms. Exhale, arms lower. Good. So from here, let's take a wide stance with the feet. Toes are forward. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. Your knees are going to stay soft, so don't lock out. Hands come to the hip creases. Feet drag toward each other, strong legs. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, begin to hinge forward and start to fold. Now you can stop where you need to. Hands can stay somewhere on your legs. Fingers might come to the floor. You might even go deeper. Nothing forced. Now, can you bring a little more energy toward your toes? So please do not sink the weight into your heels and send your hips way back, but rather keep ankle, knee, hip, knee, ankle in line with each other, right? So ever so slightly more energy forward. Relax the jaw. Doesn't matter how far you go. You might feel like you don't go very far. That's okay. No judgment, no expectation. But keep the strength throughout the legs here. So keep your feet dragging toward each other. Avoid locking your knees. Relax the jaw. Now, if you can go fairly deep, you might want to bring your hands in line with your feet. That's one option. You might even be able to get your forearms to come down. That's an option. Something else you can try if you're fairly deep would be to turn your fingers to point back and reach the hands back behind you, but don't shift your weight that way. So you've got lots of choices here. Just keep breathing. Now, on your next inhale, lift yourself up about halfway. Brace the abdominal, strengthen the legs. Plant your right hand under your nose. Bring your left hand to the back of the pelvis and gently start to open and twist toward the left. But don't shift your hips, right? Keep that stable. The movement comes from belly button up area. If it's comfortable, your left arm might reach, but in twists, it's really hard to set and protect the shoulders. So keep the hand down if that feels better and more secure. You can look forward, you can look down at your right hand, or maybe up, depending on your comfort level here. Keep the legs strong. Breath in and exhale. Bring the left hand down. Left and right hands switching places. Find your lift, twist to the right. You might notice one side feels a little bit more mobile than the other. This is normal, especially in the shoulders. Keep the breath smooth. Avoid holding the breath. And bring the right hand down. Now from here, lift yourself up a bit taller. Take a couple steps in with the feet. Turn the toes out. Bend the knees and come up, bending the elbows. So we're in a deep squat here. This is a goddess pose. So your toes are out, knees and toes going same direction. Tailbone draws down. Press through the feet. Inhale, extend everything. Breath in. Exhale, bend and pull down. Inhale, up. Exhale, pulling down. Inhale. And exhale, hold here. Relax the face. Press through the feet. Inhale, rise. Exhale, arms lower. Turn the toes in, heel toe, or step the feet closer together. Maybe give a quick little shake of the legs. We're going to work on some balancing. So stand nice and tall in your standing mountain pose, both feet forward, and make sure your right foot especially is straight forward. Your knee is soft, not locked. Lift the left heel. So you might call it a day with this, right? If you're able, draw the left knee up, flex the foot, draw the shoulders back, pull the belly in, and we avoid locking the right knee. So we're in a knee raise. Arms can be down, hands at hips, hands in front of heart, T or arms up. Relax the face. Check in with the breathing. Pick a spot where you can just focus your eye gaze. One more breath. Exhale, release arms, release foot. Root through your left foot, knee is soft, not locked. Lift the right heel, brace abdominals, and if you're able, draw the right knee up. Choose your arm option, which is sometimes not exactly what we want. We might have to really focus on what is versus what we expect or desire. Soften the face. One more breath. Exhale, release the arms, release the foot. You can circle the ankles, shake out the legs. Come to the top of the mat if you are not there already. Bring the feet maybe together or a little bit closer together than normal mountain pose. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, sit back, Utkatasana chair pose. If you need to lower your hands in front of the heart, feel free. More weight into the heels, little tone through the belly, back stays flat. Breathe in. Breathe out to fold forward and set the feet as we normally would. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale, fold, bend the knees, hands next to the feet, step back to downward facing dog, and you breathe here. Push the floor away. And let's come to tabletop position, hands and knees. Extend the right leg back behind you. Push the heel away so we get a little calf stretch. And then release the calf stretch. Lift the right foot, cross it over the left leg. Place the ball of the foot down. Push the heel away again. And if you want, look over your left shoulder. Maybe you're trying to look toward that right foot, unless that bothers your eyes. Turn your eyes center, lift the right leg, reset, put the knee down. Left leg extends, calf stretch, pushing the heel away. Breathing. And releasing the calf stretch. Lift the left leg, cross it over the right. Push out through the heel and then maybe look over your right shoulder. Perhaps looking towards your left heel. And turn your eyes center, lift the left leg, reset, bring the knee down. Untuck the toes and sit back onto your heels for a child's pose. Reminder that it's more important in child's pose to try to get your hips to your heels, not your head to the floor. Bring your hands under your shoulders, come on up, and then have a seat. Bring your right knee forward. So coming on an angle from the hip, your shin parallel to the short end of the mat, foot flex. Now take your left knee out from the hip on the horizontal, ankle down from the knee, and you're squaring yourself off. So the left butt cheek is most likely not on the ground. This is normal. And just breathe here. See how this feels. You might not be feeling much. You might want more. And so then what you can do is you can start to lengthen yourself over your right leg. You might even get to the forearms. Nothing forced here. Relax the jaw. Smooth breaths. Be kind to your body. If you came forward, slowly lift yourself up. Draw your right heel more towards your groin and then your left heel more toward the left hamstring. So from here, see about taking the hands behind you and just kind of like letting yourself lean back a little bit. So we're now shifting the focus from the outer part of the right hip and glute to the front of the left hip. You might want to stay here. You might feel comfortable to bend the elbows and take yourself lower. You might get to the point where you can actually bring your forearms down. You're just breathing into the left hip, breathing down into the knees. Keep your head in line with the spine. Nothing forced. This can get very intense very quickly, which is why we want to do everything slowly and check in. Jaw relaxed. Slowly lift up. So you have an option here. Place your right hand out on the diagonal from the hip. You can just open your heart and lift your left arm up. Or you can lift the butt and the legs and draw the left arm kind of up and over, looking down, forward, or even up. So this is a little bit of a back bend, a little bit more advanced of a position. Feel free to keep your butt grounded. And wherever you are, you're going to gently release and bring the left knee forward. So out on the diagonal from the hip, shin parallel, right knee out from the hip 90 degrees and ankle 90 degrees from the knee and square yourself off. So now we're doing the other side, focusing on the outer part of the left hip and into the left glute as well. Relax the face, allow a little bit of time here. We always want to make really solid and informed decisions, so sometimes we just need that extra bit of time. See how the body really feels before we take it somewhere else. If it's available to you, you can see about lengthening over the left leg, maybe coming pretty far down, maybe not at all. Just breathe, relax the jaw. Maybe you close your eyes. Just really focusing on the breath, finding release. That's going to mean something different for everybody. Might be more of a mental release or emotional release that you feel versus physical. Might be more physical, might be both. If you came forward, gently come up. Tuck the left foot a little bit closer to the groin. Tuck your right heel closer to the glute or hamstring. And just take that gentle lean back, just getting a feel for what's going on here. Each side is different. Sometimes the difference is very pronounced. This is normal. You might explore bending the elbows. You might be able to bend the elbows so much so that you can comfortably lower to your forearms. Remember, we're breathing into the front of the right hip. We're also thinking maybe about breathing the knees downward. Relax the jaw. Please don't hang the head. And then slowly release that. Take your hand off from the hip. You can just lift up, right? Or you can push, lifting the hips forward, lifting the butt off the floor, looking up, forward, or down. And gently release, bring the legs forward, give a little shake, little massage. All right, let's come on to the stomach. So we'll prep for Bhujangasana or Cobra pose. If you would like, you can take a plank into Chaturanga to bring you down, or you can just come down onto your stomach in whatever way you see fit. So forehead down, legs long behind you. Slide the hands back, fingers behind the shoulders, fingertips in line with center of chest, elbows point straight back. Make like you're going to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. Grab that pencil. Keep it. Feet pressed, tailbone lengthens, hold the pencil, inhale, gently lift. Doesn't matter how high. Avoid holding the breath or making a scrunched up face. Slowly lower. So for a strong cobra, the stronger you press your feet into the floor, the more you lengthen the tailbone toward the heels, the stronger your back will be. And then a stronger back will give you that increased flexibility. So try to remember that we kind of can't have one without the other. Feet pressed, tailbone lengthened, shoulders away, and we rise. Soften the face, really press the feet into the floor. Slowly lower down. We'll do one more. Feet press, tailbone lengthens. Grab that imaginary pencil and rise. Maybe one more breath. And exhale, slowly lower. Make a pillow with the hands. Take some smooth breaths here. And And then let's turn over, come onto the back, bend the knees and bring the feet flat. Feet face straight forward. They should be about sit bone width distance apart. Bend the elbows so your palms face each other. Fingertips up toward the ceiling. Press through the feet, root through the shoulders, press into the back of the head. Inhale, lift the hips for Setu Sarvangasana or bridge pose. Keep chin away from chest. Keep knees in line with ankles. You can press down through the arms for more stability. Notice the breath. Slowly lower down. So we'll do that again. Press through the feet, root through the shoulders. Inhale, lift the hips up. If you want a little bit more, presuming your hips are nice and above your heart, you can lift your heels coming onto the toes. And slowly lower down. We'll do one more. If you want, take your arms down with your palms up. Now, this is going to open through the chest a bit. You need, though, to feel your shoulders pressed into the floor. If they peel off, then stick with the bent elbow position. Press through the feet, start to rise. Feel that energy come onto the shoulders. And then if you're here and you're comfortable, you can clasp the hands underneath you, walking the shoulders deeper onto your back. And you breathe. Maybe lifting heels, maybe not. One more breath. And as you exhale, slowly lower one vertebra at a time. Once you're down, relax your arms, the hands. Full body stretch here, so we straighten the legs, point the toes, reach the arms up and over, so we're just taking the time to neutralize. Flex the feet, interlace the hands, press out through the palms, slightly different stretch here. And then gently, and in your own time, make your way over and come into either a downward facing dog or child's pose. So we're returning length to the spine, breathing into that length. And then come to a seated position. Extend your left leg out, bend the right knee, anchor the right, then the left. Sit bone, left leg is strong, heel presses, foot is flexed. Fingertips alongside. Inhale the right arm up, turn toward the foot. Exhale, lengthen forward and fold. So keep your left leg strong, draw the shoulders back, the head back, keep the spine elongated so don't fold from your rib cage and collapse. We're folding from where the legs attach to the body. Keep the breath smooth and even. And press down through the leg. Inhale and come up, and we'll switch. Extending right leg, bending left knee. Making sure you anchor through the bent side, then the straight side. Right leg strong, flex the foot. Left arm comes up, turn toward the foot, and lengthen forward. And draw the head back. Breathing into the back of the right leg, relax the face. Press through the leg, inhale and come up, extend the left leg out. So anchor through your seat once more, now with both legs extended. Keep your spine long. You might need to bring your hands behind you like this to kind of prop yourself up. You might just sit tall, working a bit through the abdominals here. Press through the legs, press through the heels, feet are flexed, and if it's available to you, you can gently lengthen forward and fold. With both legs extended, it's a more challenging position. Please don't round in your upper back, but find that length and space. No expectations here. Strong legs throughout. Maybe close your eyes. Press through the legs, inhale and slowly come up. We'll come down onto the back. If you want a little extra abdominal toning, you can slowly lower yourself down. Feel free to do so with bent knees. You might pick up speed as you come down, that's okay. Eventually though, you wind up totally on your back and then bend the knees, bring the feet flat, take your arms out to shoulder height, palms up. Feel the shoulders grounded. Bring your feet, calves, and knees together. Press through your feet. Lift your butt just a bit. Shift it to the right. Put it down and allow your knees to gently move to the left. Your right shoulder stays grounded as you're in a reclined twist. Breathing deep into your right shoulder. Little flex through the feet. And inhale, let's return center, hips neutral first. Then press down through the feet to lift the butt, shift it to the left, put it down, allow your knees to gently move to the right, and you keep your left shoulder grounded for your recline twist here. Breathing down into the left shoulder, relax the face, close your eyes. And we'll come back up to center, hips to neutral. Lift the feet and knees over the hips. Bring your hands to your knees, push forward so your arms straighten and you're grounded at the back of your pelvis, so at your sacrum, and your lower back is not touching the mat. Separate the feet and knees a bit wider. If it's comfortable, you can gently rock side to side across the back of the pelvis, giving yourself a pelvic massage. Please do not rock over your low back. So your low back is protected as you rock across the back of your pelvis. You'll get into the glutes a little bit too. And if you're rocking, return to center and stillness. Inhale the knees together. Exhale, lower the feet down. If it's comfortable, take the legs and extend them. Allow the feet to find opposite corners of the mat. The arms come at your sides, palms up. Close your eyes as we move into Shavasana, final relaxation. So allow the front of the body to melt down into the back of the body. The back of the body melts down into the floor. Release any tension you might be holding in any part of your body. Give yourself permission to completely relax. Slowly and gently allow the breath to become deeper. Begin to wiggle the fingers and toes. Let the legs come together. Bend one knee up and then the other. And with an exhale, gently roll over onto your right side. Left arm crosses over the body and pause here for a moment. You must have a room or a certain hour or so a day where you don't know what was in the newspaper that morning. A place where you can simply experience and bring forth what you are and what you might be. Using the support of the arm and hand, gently press yourself up to a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Eyes closed, face soft, spine tall. Take the hands, bring them together in front of the heart. Lift the heart up to the hands. And on our next exhale, we'll seal this morning's practice with one sound of Om. Breathe in. May you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be at ease. And from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. Again, my name is Jacqueline. I'll leave the video running for 2 minutes or so. So if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to put them into the chat. I will also include my yoga Facebook page name in case you would like to like that page and follow me for more yoga related content, and if you have a question later in the week or before our next session, you can do that. We will be continuing with the Wednesday morning yoga sessions at 10:30, so I do hope that you will come back for next week's class. Please share this with your friends and family, and again, if you have any positive or helpful feedback to leave for us, that would be greatly appreciated. So you can do so via the survey that is accessible or contacting through the library's contact information pages. And again, thank you so much. Have a really wonderful day. Thanks, Daryl. Again, I'll leave this up for a minute or so. Don't be shy if you have questions. Alrighty, everybody. Feel free, if you have any questions or concerns, to send me a message on that Facebook page if you have Facebook, or write it down and remember to ask me next week. Thanks again.